and final appearance in the 1984 Suntory Ball. We'll be back shortly to introduce the starting lineup. You stay tuned. At it, Game 2 of the 1984 Suntory Ball, and it's time to meet the starting lineup for this afternoon's ball game. First for Wichita State. Starting at a forward, number 34, Xavier McDaniel, 6'7", a senior out of Columbia, South Carolina, leads Wichita State in scoring and rebounding. The other forward, number 44, Gus Santos, 6'7", a sophomore of New York City, New York. Gus comes in averaging 9 points, 5 rebounds a game. At center, number 53, Henry Carr, 6'9", a sophomore out of Wichita Heights High School. Henry averaging 5.5 points a game. Starting at point guard again tonight, Jeff Perkins, 6'3", the freshman out of Fort Worth, Texas. Jeff averages 5 points a game. And, of course, Aubrey Sherrod, number 22, the 6'4", senior out of Wichita Heights. Aubrey averaging 16.5 points a game. And the head coach, of course, for Wichita State in his 7th season, Gene Smithson. Now for Arizona State, number 13, a forward, Jim Dinas, 6'9", a senior out of Springdale, Arkansas. The other forward, number 50, Billy Jordan, 6'6", and a senior, and a hometown boy out of Phoenix, Arizona. Their center is number 25, John Taylor, 6'10", a junior out of Dunbar High School, Washington, D.C. And the guard, number 12, Ron Singleton, a 6-foot junior out of Dallas, Texas. And number 21, the point guard, Bobby Thompson, 6', a sophomore out of Inglewood, California. And the coach of the Sun Devils in his 3rd year, Bob Weinauer. Those are your starters and your coaches. We're back with the opening tip in a minute. Stay tuned. 4-2. They've won their last 3 in a row. The Shockers, 3-5. Trying to avoid having to go home with an 0-2 trip here to Japan. And as we prepare to get going here, let's talk about a couple changes in the Arizona State lineup. They're going without their leading scorer and rebounder tonight.
Well, Chris Sandel, one of the most highly touted freshmen in the country, has a knee injury and will not play in this ball game. And at the same time, Steve Beck, who was one of their outstanding players a year ago, has an ankle injury, and he did not start the ball game, although we expect to see him early in the ball game.
And the first turnover of the ball game belongs to Arizona State. The travel is on Ron Singleton, and it'll be Wichita State offensively for the first time this afternoon. You see, once again, we've got the blue basketball floor. It takes a little getting used to, but once you get used to it, it is kind of pretty, very colorful.
Gene Smith going with Jeff Perkins in the lineup. Jeff did not have a particularly good night last night. The team wanted him to know that he had confidence in him and starting him, and he played a very fine pass there.
Xavier McDaniel, though, could not get the shot to go down. The rebound goes to 6'10", John Taylor. And McDaniel, a nice job to anticipate that lead pass, broke it up. It'll be ASU ball. Just underway.
Jeff Perkins had a situation last night as a freshman. He hadn't played against a lot of people at Trapp, and it was really a tough game for him. Gene Smithson's going with him, and that should give the youngster a lot of confidence.
Singleton, deep in the corner, knocked it down. The first 2 points of the ball game belong to the Sun Devils. We played a minute.
Arizona State going to pressure right away. We suspected that Arizona State would want this to be an up-tempo game to try to tire Wichita State, who's actually playing twice in the same day.
Foul is on Singleton, his first. That's a good point you make, Ted. Actually, back in Wichita, the Carolina game was 4 a.m. This ball game at 11 p.m. actual playing time. So 2 games in one day, a very quick turnaround, something like 15 or 16 hours.
Actually, Wichita State looks pretty quick. They look relatively fresh.
Well, but it's early. I have a hunch it's going to take its toll, particularly if Arizona State chooses to play more of an up-tempo game and try to take Wichita State's legs out from under them. But here's Aubrey Sherrod knocking it down from the outside, and with that basket, Aubrey becomes the number 9 all-time scorer at Wichita State. We're even at 2. Singleton got to within 10 feet, but couldn't get it to go down. Aubrey changing hands on the dribble. The left-hander is blocked. Ball loose on the floor, regained by Gus Santos. Jocks will reset it. Xavier McDaniel. Unlike last night, when he never really got going until the second half, he knocks that one down. First 2 of the game. But Jim Danis
Wichita State's had a little bit of trouble with this, Mark, pressuring down the court, then not recovering their defense on the other end. Joe, there are some officials that make relatively quick calls. Joe Forty, in this particular case, he's a guy that calls a lot of picky stuff, in my opinion. He calls a lot of travels. Last night called a lot of travels. Called, I thought, a fairly quick 5 seconds.
Now, as you can see, some sort of discussion over in front of the scorer's table, but they've sorted things out.
I don't think Gene Smith would like to call, and he was discussing this with the Pac-10 official.
Pretty quiet in here right now. This is a much smaller arena than the one we played in last night against North Carolina. Last night's arena held about 15,000. This one only about 6,000. Singleton, another miss. Down low, a whistle before the shot. Got a foul on Wichita State. On Henry Carr.
Wichita State had some problems last night with this. They're not doing a real good job of screening out on the defensive board, and they're allowing way too many second shots. It's a natural tendency to run yourself under on boards, and that's why you want to check out so you don't overrun the ball.
Sun Devils inbounding on the non-shooting foul. Left the man wide open for 15 feet, and Billy Jordan knocked it down. Starting in place of Chris Sandel, his first 2 points of the afternoon. And that's a travel on Xavier McDaniel. You noticed a moment ago that shot from high overhead, and you might wonder what cameraman would risk his life by getting up on the roof of the camera. There's no cameraman up there. It's such a technologically advanced country, Japan is. We've been fascinated at every turn. There's a remote-controlled camera up on the ceiling here. And you should be seeing some interesting shots as the game goes along.
Arizona State runs a good continuity offense. They screen down a lot, and you really have to help through on defense. Wichita State going primarily at the man-for-man really requires a lot of team effort and switching and helping through.
Said that's foul number 1 on Jeff Perkins. There's a look at the Shocker bench. Steve Smith's been shouting some instructions to the ball club out on the floor.
On the out-of-bounds play, a lot of coaches play zone out-of-bounds so they don't give up a good shot. Dean has chosen here to play a lot of man-for-man out-of-bounds.
Bobby Thompson, first 2 of the afternoon. Ted, of course, you worked the Pac-10 last year for Metro Sports. Well, Bobby Thompson was very impressive last season.
Well, he's the fellow I recruited when I coached the University of Kansas. We thought he was a very fine talent.
Speaking of fine talent, 4 points, Xavier McDaniel.
Well, it's good to see action rhythm early in the ball game.
Bounce pass down low. Billy Jordan missed the left-hander. Ball went right through his hands. McDaniel off his knee, but Sherrod regains it. Perkins in the right corner. He'll try from 15, just a bit off. McDaniel, the offensive rebound, off to a quick start. Quite a contrast from last night. He's already has 6.
Mark, let me say something. We talk about fatigue, and they're going to get tired late in the game and this sort of thing. It also is a positive thing. Many times you play very loose. You're not uptight in the game. Early in the game, you have a nice, easy flow.
Ted, another thing players will tell you is that being a little bit tired can help your shot. For some reason, it gives you a little better touch.
Well, I think you take the stress and tension out. You're very relaxed. Well, again, man-for-man out of bounds. Arizona State's been effective getting a couple of baskets out of it.
Well off the mark by Bobby Thompson. Henry Carr a rebound.
Good play by Henry. Henry started to go with the ball. Thought better of it. Got it in the guard's hands.
Last night, Wichita State and North Carolina were playing for the first time ever. Different story, though, here. The Shockers and Sun Devils have met 9 previous times. Well, it's turn it over, and the easy one for Bobby Thompson.
Excellent defensive support in that particular case by Arizona State.
Well, we're looking at the replay, but back in the live action, we had a foul on the play. We'll get that when we come back. 15:54 remaining to play in the first half. Our score, Arizona State 10, Wichita State 15:54 remaining to play in the first half. At the line, Aubrey Sherrod. He was fouled by John Taylor. It was Taylor's first personal foul, and Aubrey now with 3 points on this afternoon. A 79% free throw shooter, and there's a good look at him, and now a look from high overhead.
Well, both teams coming out very fired up, but very loose. Their offensive flow is excellent at this point. Notice that Arizona State really supports on the pivot. When Henry caught the ball inside, they really flew at him. He's going to have to kick the ball off some now. He's using that same drop step, fake and drop step, and they're going to be in all over him.
Wichita State showing backcourt pressures.
Both teams giving pressure in the backcourt.
They get it down low to the center, John Taylor, who turned and got it. First two of the afternoon for him.
John was a good junior college player. Bob Weiner thought he needed some help in the pivot position.
Last year, Arizona State really did not have a true center, but they do this year in John Taylor. Outside, Aubrey Sherrod.
A good rotation of the ball by Wichita State. Carl Papke's just entered the game for Gus Santos. Carl, I thought, played a fine game last night.
Jeff Perkins, not quite sure what the decision was there. I thought he had a pretty good shot and passed it up and mishandled the ball.
What he should have done is come to a jump stop there and read the defense, make the defense come to him, but he tried to throw it on a long stride. Anytime you close the basket, come to a jump stop or make short strides. You make a decision on a short stride.
That was Bob Weinauer you were looking at a moment ago, the Arizona State head coach. Singleton forced that one up. Carl Papke is
good block
rebound.
Out by Carl on Dinas.
Perkins this time will try it from 15. Shot might have been partially blocked. Aubrey Sherrod. Great save to McDaniel.
Great pass. Kept his head up. Big basket.
McDaniel, of course, had a tremendous second half against North Carolina, scoring 19 of his 23 points, and he is right in the flow to begin play here this afternoon.
Jeff Perkins not playing with much confidence right now.
Aubrey stepped in, stole it away. Across the timeline, loops it ahead, broken up. And now a foul on the play.
Yeah, Gene Smithson obviously didn't like that very much. Aubrey made a very low percentage pass there. I mean, Xavier is a great athlete. He can jump, but no human can jump that high.
Now we'll look at Gene Smithson. That foul was on Jeff Perkins. His second personal foul. Gus Santos back in the ball game for Wichita State, replacing Henry Carr. And Mike Arline also in the ball game for the first time. Played very well last night.
Funny thing, Gene Smithson just took Perkins out. He gave him a chance to come back in the lineup. X on the fly now. I'll get back to that in a minute.
Okay. McDaniel, though, clean block. Won't see that very often. Jim Dinas.
You cannot let him stand and shoot the basketball. He gets both feet down, he's going to be very effective.
Ted Dinas has 4 points, and both of them.
Dean Smith overlooking the game here. He'll play the Arizona State team tomorrow.
Right, in the third and final game of the Suntory ball. Aubrey.
He's in rhythm. Again, he's the guy who gets both feet down. He's going to shoot the ball in the basket a high percentage of the time.
All the scoring so far by McDaniel and Sherrod, 8 points apiece. Good drive in the 2 for Bobby Thompson. Shockers cannot allow a 6-foot player in that close.
Well, Mike Arline trying to make the big play instead of keeping his feet down.
Got the pass ahead here, though, to McDaniel. Wichita State, not a very good shooting team to this point in the season, shooting the lights out. Tough luck by Singleton. It was right on the basket, but came out. Phil McKinney in the ball game regains it for Arizona State, and they'll set it up with 12:45.
Aubrey and Arline running out on defense before they secured possession of the ball, and that's why they're able to get the long rebound. It cost them 2 points.
The turnaround in the 2 for Billy Jordan, a senior out of Phoenix, Arizona. And he now has 4 points, and we're all even again at 18.
Playing very well offensively. Wichita State has to secure their defense a little bit. Good jump stop. Glad to see that out of Carl Papke. Notice he's not floating in the air. He's coming to a jump stop, going straight up.
Down on the other end. Almost came out, but finally went down for Ron Singleton.
Wichita State may have to get out of their full court pressure. They're being burned on this end of the court.
Right now, they're just trading baskets, but it's made for some fairly high-scoring and entertaining basketball to this point. McDaniel in the paint was fouled.
Boy, he has his rhythm today. And he has the strength to take it right up through.
First foul on Phil McKinney. And McDaniel already with a dozen points. Here's another look.
Watch how strong he is. Takes it right up through after he's hit on the arm. He's in a wonderful rhythm today.
Jeff Perkins back in the ball game for Wichita State. And it'll be McDaniel at the line once we get reset here.
Gene Smith is substituting early for Aubrey Sherrod. Wants to give him a couple minutes rest. And so he's bringing Jeff Perkins back in the ball game. Jeff needs to assert himself a little bit when he comes back this time.
And McDaniel cannot convert the three-point play.
Not shooting free throws with any confidence at all. Not at fully extending his arm, getting on through with his shot. The quickest sign of no confidence when you don't fully extend your arm.
Jumper well off the mark by Arthur Thomas, also just in the ball game for Arizona State during that last dead ball. Santos able to hang on. Jeff Perkins pulls up from 10, missed the shot. Followed his shot, though. The left-hander by Jeff, no good. McDaniel right there was hacked. And it goes out of bounds. It'll just be shocker ball, no foul on the play.
Xavier's really fired up. Let's take a look. Reached in from behind.
And back live on the quick inbounds play, Xavier McDaniel. One pass in the basket, and X already 14 points. Deep in the left corner, Ron Singleton.
This is a regular shootout, isn't it?
Jeff Perkins, much like he did last night, falling victim to the double team. No bucket, a foul on the play, though.
When they're double teaming you and you're small like Jeff is, you cannot play with the ball over your head. You have to take him down.
Ted, as we look at it again, let's take a timeout. 10:59 to go here in the first half. Our score, Wichita State 24, Arizona State 22. Back in a minute.
Coleman and your participating Wichita area Coleman Heating and Air Conditioning dealers invite you to win with the home team. Buy any Coleman DES or THE high-efficiency gas furnace, heat pump, or air conditioner, and you'll get a...
He was born in a small town called Bethlehem in Israel over 2,000 years ago.
And at the line, Arizona State, and the free throw in the person of Warren Everett.
Well, I don't know about you. You may be in Osaka, but I'm in Tokyo today.
Did I say Osaka? See this? Oh, the whirlwind tour of Japan. But it's been fun. Warren Everett got them both. And we're all even again at 24 with 10:50 to go here in the first half.
Good. See how Aubrey took him down. That's what Jeff Perkins has to do.
You know, the reason I might have said that, this almost seems like one long ball game. Like last night was the first half, and this is the second half. Shock, turn it over, though.
That was a beautifully executed zone offensive play then. Gus Santos made a fine pass, and the Arizona player deflected slightly.
All the way. And the first two of the afternoon for Arthur Thomas.
Bob Weinauer runs an extremely fine set offense. Very difficult to cover man for man.
Aubrey missed it outside. Arline had it for a moment. Ball loose from the floor. And regained by Singleton.
Well, Arline's your goalie. He can't vacate the basket like that.
Oh, really an up-tempo game. Arline missing the lay-in, and we've got a whistle and a foul down low, finally stopping the clock. In the ball game for the first time, Rodney Washington, but Ted, let's look at it again here.
Well, I'm not sure what he was fouled on that. The Arizona State player moved in front of him, but Mike was a little out of control.
There's Bob Weinauer, Wichita State, shooting the ball about as well as it seems they've been shooting it. 69% from the field unofficially to this point.
It's a little difficult to play against Weinauer's team. He runs a very good set offense, and you don't really have any time to get ready for this game. Move the screen.
And there's an illegal screen and a foul on number 11. That'll be, or number 30, it's on Warren Everett, his first foul.
It's a tough preparation to get ready defensively for a team because obviously you're going to work to prepare against North Carolina. And then all of a sudden today, without any preparation, you have to play again. Rod Washington in the ball game. Gene Smith substituted a great deal with the exception of Xavier McDaniel. Aubrey back in the ball game.
And makes his presence immediately known. Already double figures for Aubrey. 10 points, but down on the other end. Can either one of these teams spell defense right now? This is amazing.
It's a free shooting basketball game.
Warren Everett, 5 points so far.
They're shooting on suspicion out there.
Rodney drives it inside. He'll try it. Figures why not? Everything else is going in. And a tip by McDaniel.
Yeah, he's alive.
Oh, what a first half. 16 points.
Rodney did not take a very good shot, but Xavier converted. He traveled on the turnover.
Turnaround no good for the Sun Devils. And McDaniel hops up into a couple of rows of the crowd.
Well, we talked about an up-tempo game. I expected it to be, but maybe not this much.
This is a track meet. Arizona State ball, 9:02 remaining to play here in the first half. All tied at 28. Very entertaining game so far. The drive inside.
Great hustle by Arbery.
But equally good hustle by Arthur Thomas to regain it for Arizona State.
Arthur Thomas, the freshman out of Oklahoma City.
Gus Santos back in the ball game for Wichita State. Jim Dinas is also back in the game for Arizona State.
Gene Smith's been substituting a lot, but he's had a great reaction off the bench. The players that come in very much alive. I think Wichita State's improving tremendously. A victory would be really important for them today.
It's going to be a long plane ride home, but it'll seem even longer if the Shockers go home 0-2. They'd like to win one here. Get the split. Hanging in the air, Ron Singleton. He's been very impressive. He was kind of a last-minute starter. Singleton starting in place of Steve Beck, who has not been playing well and has had a bit of an ankle injury as well. But Singleton already 8 points.
Arizona State's had fine recruiting years in the last 2 years, and Singleton's one of those very fine prospects that have been able to land.
And another illegal screen has been called. This one on Rodney Washington of Wichita State, his first personal foul. Shockers already with 4 team fouls. Arizona State has committed, let me double check that. Well, I've got 4 for Wichita State. And 4 for Arizona State as well. The scoreboard has it wrong.
Picked up his pivot foot, and he's traveled several times in the ball game. This is the first time that they've called it, but I think if they'll watch his feet carefully, you'll notice that he does travel a lot. Vernon Johnson.
Shocker ball. They can tie with a bucket here. And the baskets have been plentiful. Not that time, though. McDaniel missing from outside. Carl Papke tracked it down. Drove inside. And a blocking foul on Arizona State.
Not in the 1-and-1 as yet. Carl again penetrating well, but he's playing under control. He'll continue to make this kind of improvement. It'll really help them in the conference race.
There's a look at our scoreboard here in Tokyo. The foul was on Vernon Johnson, his first. Shockers inbounding.
Arizona State zoning out of bounds.
McDaniel
didn't quite have his legs under him.
Nope. Found the right spot in the zone, though. He was wide open. Down on the other end, the jumper way outside. No good for Bobby Thompson. McDaniel gets it ahead to our line. Pass to Sherrod in the paint. Great move. Great two.
Mark Arline handled it very well on the break.
Aubrey Sherrod, he's got a dozen.
Watch this. Great pivot move. Xavier would have been right there if it missed.
Well, it's been all McDaniel and Sherrod. They have 28 of Wichita State's 30 points. The odd 2 being scored by Carl Papke. McDaniel steps in, took it away. Handles it himself right up the middle. Our line hung in the air. Oh, tough break, because that would have counted, I believe.
It would have counted. He showed him the ball, brought it back, almost made it. Let's take a look. What a great pass by Xavier McDaniel. Drew the defense toward him. Arline showed him the ball, brought it back. Almost had a chance for a 3-point play.
The foul was on Vernon Johnson. His second. We've got a timeout. 6:58 remaining to play here in the first half. Been a good one. We're all tied at 30. 6:58 remaining in what has been a very entertaining first half to this point. We're all tied at 30.
Well, the Japanese people who are here for the first time to see an American basketball game have to be impressed. It's been a very exciting game. Both teams are very active and alive, played very well offensively. The key to it will be which team tightens their defense and doesn't give up a second shot.
Phil McKinney back in the ball game for Arizona State and at the line for the first time this season. Mike Arline. Michael, the sophomore out of Newburgh, New York, averaging just about 1.5 points a game. That was Bob Weinauer, and the guy to his left, and you're right on the picture, you might have seen the familiar face of Henry Bibby, the assistant coach for Arizona State.
Played on 3 national championships at UCLA. Had a great game against us at University of Kansas in the Houston's Astrodome in the finals in 1971. Played 9 years in the pros. It was excellent.
Steve Patterson is also a member of the Arizona State coaching staff, the former UCLA center. Arizona State has really had an all-star assistant coaching staff. Previous to this, they had Doug Collins, the former Illinois State and Philadelphia 76er, and Garfield Hurd has also been a member of the staff.
Arizona State's extremely quick. This will be a great challenge for Wichita State to guard the man for man.
Billy Jordan the drive and the 2. That'll give him 6 points.
Watch the quickness. He traveled also. That helps, too.
Back live now, Shocker ball. Again, an opportunity to pull even. Arizona State leading it 32-30. Right at 6 minutes remaining in the first half. McDaniel missed it off the heel. Papke, great position, rebound. Took it up strong, but not strong enough.
In that case, when you have big guys around, you might have to pump them 2 or 3 times to try to get them up in the air. Well, again, Mike Arline probably has the kind of speed to cover Thomas. But look out, Bobby Thompson's an extremely quick guard.
And the drive, missed it off the heel, though, did Arthur Thomas. And Aubrey will bring it the other way. Shockers hold the rebound edge right now, 14-10. Doing a good job in that category.
Yeah, Aubrey a little careless with his pass there. No reason to lay a one-hand scoop over there. Can't stop the pass. If someone runs an interception lane, you can't stop it. But Aubrey can do that right there.
Followed the shot. Might have gone over the back.
Aubrey has tendency sometimes. He's such an excellent shooter and gets that confidence going that he might shoot just a foot or 2 out of his range. But you can't complain about that shot. You have your best outside shooter dead open. You want him to put the ball up.
First foul on Aubrey, but team foul number 7. According to the scoreboard, I don't have quite that many, but we'll go with it. At the line, Arthur Thomas, looking for his 3rd point. Could not get it. Dinas, last to touch it, it'll be Shocker ball.
Aubrey in on the scramble probably prevented 2 points by Arizona State.
Ted, let me mention this. I neglected to last night. Errol Zimmerman, a former Wichitan, now living in Himeji, Japan, asked us to mention his name and say hello to all his friends for him back in Wichita, and I felt bad I didn't get to it last night, so I wanted to toss that in. Great job by the Shockers on the offensive glass. McDaniel, quite a first half. 18 points, and we've still got almost 5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Watch this. Watch this second. I mean, what great second ever. Missed the first shot, came right back.
Back down on the other end while you were watching the replay. We had a foul on Gus Santos. His first personal foul. John Taylor back in the ballgame for Arizona State. And in the ballgame for the first time, Dave Kleckner, a little used player. He's a walk-on, as a matter of fact, but Kleckner, number 34, is in the game.
That foul could be a blessing. John Taylor's 37% shooter at the free throw line.
Well, we had Billy Jordan up there, but he served the purpose as well as he missed it. The double team, Shock handled it well. Kleckner, just in the ball game, knocked it away. Shovel pass ahead, and the layup good. Dave Kleckner.
Carl Papke really hurts him. He tried to make a low percentage steal down the court, left Mike Arline all alone.
Aubrey Sherrod, the pass to Gus in the right corner. Ball stolen away and saved, or not quite? Guess not. Shocker ball. Henry Carr back in the ball game for Wichita State.
One of the things Wichita State's going to have to do, they were hurt last night, and again, they're getting hurt by trying to put too many people or go for loose ball steals instead of getting back on defense. They haven't gotten enough people back on defense and protected the basket.
Gus went over the top. Out to Mike Arline. Shocks will set it up. Sun Devils lead it 34-32, 4:05 and counting to play here in the first half. Last time these two ball clubs played was at Henry Levitt Arena back in the 74-75 season. Ball game that Wichita State won. McDaniel on the turn, tough shot.
Beautiful execution of their zone offense. Slid Henry Carr down in the lane, and X came into the open spot. Dead open.
Already 20 points
There
for
he is.
McDaniel.
Slid right in behind the zone.
And down at this end, Mike Arline, the steal. And Wichita State, an opportunity here to take a lead.
And
same shot, different result.
There goes Henry Carr.
And he'll be at the line.
Henry does a great job of scrambling for loose balls inside. He's become very active.
Second foul on John Taylor.
All right, key to the Wichita State season right now. Got to start converting the free throws. Somewhere you have to stop the poor free throw shooting. Henry Carr could really get us started right here.
You're wondering what it's been like to this point. Statistically, 58% as a team is Wichita State from the line, but more than that, there have been just too many key misses. So many you can't even count them. Front ends of 1-and-1s. Well, if you've been watching, you know the story. And Henry Carr missing there.
Henry needs to take himself down with the dribble some. He's standing too straight up on his shot. You use the dribble to get yourself down. You need to get your legs in your shot so that you can just have that beautiful fine touch or fine tuning on your flip.
Henry trying to crack the scoring column and could not, as he was 0 for 2 that trip. Pass ahead to Dinas. He'll dribble, shoot from within 10, no good. McDaniel the defensive rebound. Puts it on the floor, gets it to Mike Arlon. Aubrey open for a moment, now he'll dribble it out.
Arizona State going to zone.
Henry flashed open in the paint, turned, couldn't get it. The tip from McDaniel. Played at 2 points, Xavier McDaniel.
Oh, you can't play any better than he's playing today. He's playing a terrific basketball game.
Already for McDaniel, said 22 points and 10 rebounds. He's already got a double-double. We're still in the first half. Bounce pass down low. Dinas able to get it after Gus got a fingernail on it. Arline.
Gus went for the steal and missed, and Xavier did a great job of coming over to support.
Let's get a quick timeout. 2:40 to go here in the first half. Shockers lead it by 2. Back in a minute. Welcoming you back to Tokyo. Getting right down to it here in the first half of play. 2:35 and counting. Shockers lead the Sun Devils 36-34. Aubrey Sherrod deep in the right corner, just a bit long. Henry Carr, though, right there. Blocked out of there. No call, though. They called it a block. And the jumper no good, and we get a whistle and a foul down low. I believe it's on Henry Carr. Henry says, "You have got to be kidding me." Second foul on Henry. And they got him for an elbow is the call. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Yeah, the little guy blocked him out, and his elbow just happened to be at head level. I wish we could have seen the play again, but it's a very obvious goaltending. And I can't believe you have 3 officials out there who can't see a goaltend. There, very obvious goaltend.
Bobby Thompson at the line, a sophomore. 6 foot tall, Inglewood, California, his hometown. Now with 7 points here in the first half. Last year as a freshman, he led the Pac-10 conference in steals. Really fine young point guard. Also leads them in assists coming into this ball game. Couldn't get the second one to go. Santos the rebound, and over the back, the foul is on Arizona State.
Wichita State stepped in very well.
Eric Holloway, just in the ball game, picks up his first personal foul.
I don't want to put the hex on him, but Gus has shot the ball awfully well from the free throw line this year. And he's the guy that you'd like to have at the line. You need to get started at that free throw line.
Yeah, he has been one of the real exceptions to the rule. Gus, 76%, and of course, Aubrey Sherrod, 79%. Other than that, the Shockers have pretty much been singing the blues this year from the stripe. Let's see what Gus can do here. Has not scored here in the first half.
Well, you need to establish your rhythm. Need to take yourself down with the dribble. However many dribbles used. He took himself down. Good position.
Gus Santos first point of the afternoon, coming with 2:16 remaining to play here in the first half. Gus last night 11 points and 6 rebounds.
Watch how important your legs are in the free throwing. Gus taking himself down.
Yeah. Nicely done.
Then you allow your arm and wrist to do what you're supposed to fine-tune the ball.
Singleton thought about it, kicked it back out front. Bobby Thompson operating on our line. Turned, missed it. Ball went halfway down.
Good block out by Gus Santos.
And by Henry as well. They were both right there, and Henry finally got it. Inside 2 minutes now. Shots leaded by 3.
Arizona State's a very fine basketball team. They're extremely quick, very young team. And you can imagine how much better they'll be once they get Beck and Sandel in the lineup.
Henry Carr, right down the baseline. First 2 of the afternoon for Henry. And the Sharks putting on a bit of a run here in the closing moments of the first half. Down there, Holloway.
Herbert Sherrod came over right on top of the defense.
Jumper outside. Ron Singleton. What a job he has done. The last-minute starter, already 10 points.
Well, Herbert went for a gamble, but it was a good high-percentage gamble. Just didn't get the ball and left Singleton open.
X operating on Dinas. Kicked it back out to Mike Arlong. 1:05 and counting. Play here in the first half. Very interesting halftime feature by Larry Hatterberg coming up shortly, so stick around for that. Aubrey just missed it off the back of the iron, out of bounds. Sun Devil ball with 55 seconds to go.
Wichita State running their flex offense. It's a sort of a continuity offense where you're screening down a lot, and they're going to get a lot of 15-footers. Wichita State stayed man for man the entire game.
Turnaround and a miss for Eric Holloway and an elbow. And a foul on Arizona State.
I think that's going to put Henry at the line, probably. Or let's take a look inside. X blocking out. Let's watch Dinas. Pretty good contact both ways.
But it will go as personal foul number 1 on Jim Dinas, stopping the clock with 36 seconds to play here in the first half. And at the free throw line to try to add to what has been a very impressive first half to this point. 22 points for Xavier McDaniel.
Let's take a look at Xavier. See if he fully extends that arm. He did. Good confidence. That shows quicker than anything else. If you short arm it, it means you don't have much confidence. Come right back with another one, Xavier. Get started at the free throw line.
Got them both. 24 points in the first half for McDaniel. And now you see the game clock in the upper right-hand corner. That's the time remaining in the first half. Shockers again lead it by 5.
Well, they don't look tired now, do they? They've really been active and live in this ball game. Boy, it'd be great if they could dig on defense here, close it down. Go in at halftime, 5-point lead. Give them a little bit of breathing room.
Maybe 7. Let's get greedy. Time running out. 5 seconds. John Taylor, the turnaround. Big hoop for the Sun Devils. And time has expired. 20 minutes in the books. And it's halftime here in Tokyo. Very, very entertaining college basketball game. Our score here at the half, Wichita State 42, Arizona State 39. We're back to talk it over in a minute. Stay tuned. Entertaining basketball. Wichita State leading it here, Ted, 42-39. You think back 3, 4, 5 years, the great Shocker teams and the kind of up-tempo basketball they really excelled at. It brings back a lot of memories, that first half we've just seen.
Well, Arizona State will be as quick a team, I think, as Wichita State will play all year. And Wichita State has taken action right back at Arizona State. It's been a great ball game to sit and watch. I think this, we've talked about the improvement of Carl Papke, we've talked about Gus Santos, Mike Arline, and some of the people who have made vast improvement. But believe me, when Arbor Sherrod and Xavier McDaniel play the way they're playing today, it makes Wichita State...
Fans differ from their American counterparts. This is Caso Quadro Centennial Arena in Osaka, Japan. It's better known to the Japanese as Osaka Joe Hall. It seats 15,000 fans who paid anywhere from $12 to $20 to see the American basketball teams play. Now, it's unusual to see this many Japanese attending a sporting event that begins at 7 in the evening on a work night. Most Japanese work from 8 in the morning to 9 in the evening, so to get a crowd, it has to be something special. Apparently, basketball is special. Each person attending the game had a pom-pom on their seat. Half had North Carolina's colors, the other half Wichita State's. Whatever color you had was the team you were to root for. So as a fan, you knew what your assignment was. Some of the Japanese basketball fans were very demonstrative in their actions, and others were more reserved. One thing they didn't really understand was the WSU Wushock. Trying to explain what a Wushock is to the Japanese loses a little something in the translation. But a big hit for the Japanese were the cheerleaders, especially the female cheerleaders. And that's a sore point. The WSU cheerleading squad found out on their arrival that the Japanese would not allow the male cheerleaders to perform the floor exercises. They wanted only the girls. Now, obviously, that didn't set too well with the male members of the squad, but the Japanese stood firm, and the male cheerleaders were only allowed to perform on the sidelines. For you junk food fans, yes, it's the same over here, too. Soft drink shirts are always popular. Now, one thing you very seldom see in college basketball is this huge replay screen. They're fairly common in professional games, but seldom seen at the college level. But here in Japan, the latest in electronic technology is simply an accepted fact and considered quite normal. You see the media doing the same things in Japan as you do in the States, always trying to get that one special picture of the coach or a player in an unguarded moment. So really, except for the language, you might as well be back home. Japanese are catching on to this sport, and through tournaments like this, are bridging some international cultural gaps. Larry Hatterberg, Cake News in Osaka, Japan.
And as you can see behind me, the Wichita State cheerleaders are performing right now. Only the girls, not the guys. But I will say this, Wichita State was the only team of the three that was able to bring their male cheerleaders. The guys for Arizona State, North Carolina had to stay home. So, all in Tokyo, Japan. That's a mouthful. The halftime score, Wichita State leading Arizona State 42-39. Ted, if we could, let's go right to the halftime statistics. Wichita State shooting the basketball fairly well from the field, 45%, still not so hot from the line, but they do lead the game.
Gene Smith has said before the University of Nebraska-Omaha game that he was going to try to really get back to an up-tempo game, pressure defense, pressure offense for that matter, to get the ball down the court quickly. He doesn't feel they're ever going to be a great shooting team this year, so they're going to have to get more shots somehow, force turnovers, get more rebounds. And I think if you look, the most important statistic is they have about 11 more rebounds than Arizona State. 11 more rebounds means maybe 11 more attempts. As a matter of fact, they've shot 7 more times, even though they haven't shot as high a percentage. It's paid off for them.
And with this kind of very high possession basketball game, both teams really have done a fairly good job hanging on to the ball. 8 turnovers for Wichita State and only 7 for Arizona State. Checking some of the individual scoring, first of all, for Arizona State, only one player in double figures here at the half. That's Ron Singleton. He has 10 points. Then you drop down to Bobby Thompson with 7, and Billy Jordan has 6. Wichita State, it's been 2 men, the 1-2 punch of McDaniel and Sherrod in the first half. Xavier McDaniel already 24 points and 10 rebounds. Then you've got Sherrod with 12 points. And after that, you've got 3 players with 2 points apiece, and that has really been the story for the Shockers.
Well, I think a really important point, when you get your 2 best players, Arbery and Xavier, shooting the ball the way they are, active, then the other players have to just be role players. Get them the basketball, be satisfied with that, and that's the key to it, an acceptance on the other players' part that the fact they have 2 outstanding players, now let's get them the ball.
So Wichita State going with a hot hand here in the first half, and they lead it 42-39 here at halftime. We're Ted Owens back with you in Tokyo, just about set to go with second half action. Once again, Wichita State leading Arizona State here at the half, 42-39. There you had a quick look at McDaniel. What a first half for him. It'll be Shocker ball as we resume play here in the second half.
Aubrey very alertly came to the ball there. Gus was in a little bit of trouble.
And Ricard, again, a nice job to draw the foul. Ted, I made this comment last night. It's, as we look at it again, this half of the thing, Henry's got down pat. Getting himself to the line, he's fine. But now it's the second half of the whole deal that he's really got to work on. Because the way he plays, he's going to go to the line a lot.
Let's see if we can pick up on some of his problem areas. I think his flip might be a little bit of problem. He's taking himself down. He's still a little stiff-legged. Watch his extension. Let's watch his flip and see if that arm goes straight at the basket. You have a pretty good angle here.
How's that for an angle? That's the remote control camera once again up on the roof here in Tokyo.
That didn't tell too much.
No. Henry got the first one, missed the second, so he'll have 3 points on the afternoon. And now Arizona State getting their first crack in the second half. Singleton, a good first half for Arizona State.
Arizona State center does a good job of kicking the ball to the open man.
There's John Taylor. 6 points for the 6'10 junior out of Washington, D.C. Ted mentioned in the first half he's a JUCO transfer as you look at it again. Ted, he played at Moberly, Missouri last year.
They had a very fine basketball team. He signed one time, as you mentioned, at Maryland.
And as we talk about him, John Taylor claiming a defensive rebound. Ahead to Dinas.
That's a basket that you shouldn't lose. Just didn't run back on defense. Took the easy way. Watch here. Gus didn't run back in time. Didn't make a good reaction.
6 points for Jim Dinas.
All of a sudden, we have a tie game.
43 apiece. Back live.
If players only realize every second you're on the court, you have to give your absolute best. Gus comes right back with two.
Gus Santos' first field goal of the ball game. He now has 4 points on the afternoon. There's Singleton. Pretty good move. Dinas stuck a big left hand up there to claim the rebound. John Taylor just getting down the floor.
Didn't have a very good block out there. Allowing second shots or easy baskets really tears the heart out of you. Need to really dig that defense in. Tighten it in. Xavier sitting behind inside could be a problem for them.
Bounce pass. John Taylor put it on the floor, maneuvered to within 8 feet, and then missed the shot. Mike Arline, the little guy, claims the defensive board.
Smart play, pulled it out, so they didn't have it.
Shockers lead it 45-43. We've played a couple of minutes here in the second half. Mark Allen and Ted Owens with you from Tokyo.
Wichita State running their flex offense. Good movement.
Aubrey, 17-footer, little strong. McDaniel.
Shove off by Dinas on Xavier again. Xavier in double figures again and rebounding.
Well, he's favoring his left leg a little bit, too. I might have sprained the ankle a touch. The foul was on Dinas, his second. McDaniel, he'll try to walk it off. He'll be at the line here.
Arizona State having a very difficult time keeping Xavier McDaniel off the backboard.
X kind of working a kink out of the left knee, I believe. I thought it was his ankle at first, but
doesn't appear to be very serious. No. I think it just off balance a little bit. Again, Xavier, if he can get out of that free throw slump, he did the last time, hit his last 2 free throws.
And Gus Santos, they're trying to get him in the game for McDaniel, but of course he can't come in because McDaniel is at the line, unless McDaniel was injured to the extent that he had to leave the game. And I think that's going to be it.
They're going to take him out and take a look at it, and they're getting obviously Gene Smithson's a smart basketball coach, and he's going to bring in his best free throw shooter for him.
Now let's see if we can pick it up here. Ted, this may be the play. Because
all right, let's take a look, see how he injured himself. Just a little off balance when he landed, and I believe Dinas might have landed on his foot there.
Well, X is moving pretty slowly now over to the Shocker bench. At first, it didn't seem too bad, but as the moments went along and he went to the free throw line, he suddenly began to experience some pain. Doug Vandersea was right there, and he's working on the left knee or the calf behind it.
Well, Gene Smithson may have substituted Gus Santos anyway, but certainly he wants to put a good free throw shooter at the line here.
That's also a good. Can you tell this guy's a former coach? You guys don't miss a trick.
Shades of Arbery Nash a few years ago.
5 points for Gus. And he'll stay right there. John Taylor the rebound. Devils push it across the timeline. Sox lead it by 3. Block, Henry Carr, and a blocking foul, Henry Carr.
Bobby Thompson's really quick. You have to be on your toes, moving those feet.
It's on Gus. Let me correct that as we look at it again.
Just a little bit too late with his position. Henry Carr came over and made a nice block, but Gus had already fouled him.
Second foul on Gus, and here's Bobby Thompson. One of the famous names in the history of baseball, of course, but this is Bobby Thompson, the basketball player, now looking for his 9th point.
Well, he's going to have a fine career. He led the Pac-10 in steals as a freshman last year, and you can see why. Extremely quick. Okay, Xavier McDaniel's out of the ball game.
Gus Santos, the right-handed hook, well off the mark. Kind of an opportunity here for ASU. The big man on the bench for the Shocks. Taylor went right inside, missed the shot, though, and Henry Carr a good board.
It would be great for Wichita State if they can maintain their lead with Xavier out of the game. It'd be a great confidence builder for them, and they're going to have to do this many times.
Doug Vandersea is still working on McDaniel's left leg as I look across the court. Mike Arline. Good position rebound. Got it off the glass. First 2 of the afternoon for Michael. Quickly down on the other end. Right place at the right time. Billy Jordan, he's got 8.
You can't relax on Arizona State. They have a great quick break. By that, I mean taking the ball out after a made basket. They run the ball right back at you.
They're so much quicker than North Carolina. That should be an interesting game tomorrow, the final game.
Straight up, Carl.
Oh, Carl, that ball was halfway down, but Aubrey Sherrod.
2 big rebounds by guards, Aubrey Sherrod and Mike Arline.
Aubrey now with 14 points. Here's another look at
Carl off balance, going back to some of his bad habits, but look at Aubrey Sherrod. Great effort.
And the good news, Xavier McDaniel back in the ball game for Wichita State. That's good to see. He'll replace Carl.
Boy, it's really important for Carl Papke right now that he doesn't fall back on bad habits.
Oh, Gene Smithson is very upset with Carl. Back to the ball game.
Wichita State does a good job supporting on their post man. Really fine defense on Wichita State's part.
And they're rewarded with the basketball for that effort. Shocker ball, they lead it by 4. 50-46. We've played just about 4 minutes, 16 minutes.
Well, a big key is the guards played awfully well while McDaniel was out of the ball game and maintained that lead.
First foul on Billy Jordan. There you see Gene Smithson again. He is right in Carl Papke's ear.
He knows how important Carl Papke is to this basketball team, and he just doesn't want him to fall back on bad habits. Dean Smith again taking a good look, getting ready for this quick Arizona State team tomorrow.
Dean Smith has to be a little bit thankful that Xavier McDaniel didn't have a 24-point first half last night. Of course, he did have 23 in the second half. Down low, Billy Jordan. Bounce pass, and nobody there but a Carolina cheerleader.
Well, Wichita State's doing such a good job of getting in and supporting on the pivot that he just rushed that pass. He knew he was going to field defensive support, and he tried to kick it off a little quick.
Aubrey looks inside for McDaniel. Blocked on the play by McKinney. Henry Carr really working down low. Henry, can he save it?
Great hustle by Henry. Didn't get the ball. Wichita State's guards are really going to have to get back. Arizona State gets out in a hurry.
Dynas, good fake to get Santos in the air. Count the bucket. And it'll be Dynas at the line.
Well, credit Dynas with an awfully good basketball move. He turned over. Let's take a look at him inside. Good pass, good low pass inside. He ball faked Gus Santos. Remember the rule, never leave your feet on defense until they leave their feet on offense. Don't take the ball fake.
And with 3 fouls, Gus Santos.
Dynas, very experienced basketball player, has not shot the ball very well from the free throw line this year, and still not shooting it from the free throw line.
But there he is to get it in the lane and got it to go down to Jim Dinas. Missed the free throw, but got the 2 instead. 10 points for Jim Dinas. And we're all even at 50 with 15 minutes to play in the second half. Our line right down the paint, whistling a foul on the play.
Well, it's a great pass. Xavier McDaniel still favored, made a good pass to Xavier. Check Xavier, still favoring that ankle a little bit, or the knee, whichever it is.
Second foul on Ron Singleton.
Here's something I'm really happy to see. Carl Papke, Gene Smithson unhappy with him, went over and had him on the bench, told him, and now he has him back in the ball game.
Carl really didn't want to throw that pass. As soon as he let go of it, he knew it was not the thing to do. And Singleton makes him pay at the other end.
Well, Mike Arline, let's take a look. Mike Arline try to get over and play good position. Just a little bit late.
Henry Carr down low.
Great pass by Mike Arline inside. Mike Arline's done a good job of running the ball club this afternoon.
Henry Carr now 5 points on the afternoon.
Have to dig right now. The defense has to do the job for you. Arizona State triangling, trying to go inside.
Jordan, soft touch. Billy Jordan now with 10 points. He's done a nice job. Starting in place of the injured Chris Sandel. Again, Arizona State playing without their leading scorer and rebounder this afternoon. And a travel on Carl Papke.
Carl reverting back to trying to do more than he should.
We'll take a timeout, 13:48, as you look at it again to play in the ball game. Arizona State now, as you look at the scoreboard, we should be getting back to game action. As it is Arizona State ball, our pictures being provided by NTV Nippon Television here in Japan.
I want to mention one thing here. In the first half, they were getting the ball to Arbor Sherrod, getting the ball to Xavier McDaniels. They haven't been in the ball game in the second half. They're going to have to go back to those two key basketball players with the ball.
Coming up on the 13-minute mark, Mike Arline pops it from the outside. No good, though. And the jumper at the other end, no good. Gus Santos a rebound.
Well, again, I repeat, Wichita State's going to move out again, but they're going to have to get Arbor Sherrod involved, going to have to get Xavier McDaniel involved in the ballgame.
Shockers will get organized here as they'll take a timeout. With 12:42 remaining to play in the ball game, the Devils lead the Shockers by 2, 54-52. We're back in a minute. Stay tuned.
Now you get big savings on Big Cheese Pizza. When you order a small, medium, or large pizza, Big Cheese will give you this special Cheers coupon book for valuable savings, like $2 off any large Big Cheese pizza. Big Cheese coupon books make terrific stocking stuffers and thoughtful thank you gifts for people who...
With you, 12:42 remaining to play in the second half. Good tight basketball game. Not quite as wide open as it was in the first half, but a good one nonetheless. ASU leading WSU 54-52. And an illegal screen on Gus Santos. Ted, that's his fourth foul.
Well, let's hope Carl Papke can come in and be settled down a little bit this time and give WSU a lift.
Gus checking out with the 4 fouls. Dean Smith still looking on. The inbounds pass going to Arthur Thomas. Aubrey right on him. Loop the pass ahead to Bobby Thompson. Now the Sun Devils will set it up. Down low, John Taylor.
Yeah, Mike Arline doing a good job supporting on the post. Giving Henry some help in there.
Said the Shockers continue to enjoy a big 38-23 rebound edge unofficially. Henry Carr, the block. Well, he got mostly ball, but he also got a piece of the man. Third foul on Henry.
Wichita State overall has played very well. Let's take a look. Henry's letting him catch it pretty deep. Once they catch the ball in low, then he needs to give him space. You can't hug a guy or he'll just pivot around like that. Once he catches it, Henry needs to step back one step.
John Taylor, only a 37% free throw shooter. Boy, that's a bad miss.
That is.
I didn't know my voice carried that well.
That was almost a no-ironer up there.
Past the mortar. Oh, that's
Game
better.
right back.
That's better. We should hardly make fun of the way people shoot free throws.
Finally got him involved. Finally got him involved.
Oh, sweet turnaround. First 2 points in the second half for McDaniel, but he's got 26 on the afternoon. A quick reminder, we will be selecting our Big Cheese Pizza Player of the Game later on here in the second half. Taylor, ball fake one way, went to the baseline, very nice move. 9 points, John Taylor.
Well, you get a guy in rhythm like he is. I don't think Henry can sit behind him that low and let him catch the ball in a favorable position. That's fine if a guy's not in good rhythm. Good shot, Carl.
Carl Papke, a little bit more under control. He's got 4 points now in the afternoon.
They backed off of him, and he answered the challenge. Arbery's probably hugging Thompson a little bit close. Very quick backcourt in for Arizona State.
When Arline is all over Arthur Thomas. Right baseline, no good. Thompson.
No block out by Xavier. And that cost him 2.
Warren Everett, his first 2 points in the second half. He's got 6 for the game.
You know, this kind of game, you can't let up for 1 second or you lose 2 or 3 points. And you're control of the ball game. Very important possession here. Trailing by 3, 10 minutes to go.
And a whistle before that shot. I believe we've got the foul on Warren Everett. Arizona State, and that's exactly what we have. Second foul on Everett.
Wholesale substitution here by Bob Weiner. Let's take a look inside. Xavier positioned extremely well. They're having a lot of tough time with him. Now they're going zone out of the man-for-man. Going to have to move it, get it in the hands of your best shooters.
And a foul on Arthur Thomas.
Okay, they're getting awful close to the 1-and-1, and when they do, the ball game comes down to being able to convert those free throws.
Well, I haven't heard that before. That is team foul number 6 on Arizona State. The Shockers have committed 5 team fouls.
But wouldn't it be ironic if you could win a game at the free throw line? It would really be a great lift for Wichita State.
Well, they're due.
Arizona State in their zone. Great pass.
Super pass down low.
And a great block.
A good block by Taylor. That really was a fine play, both ends.
Found a hole in defense. Notice what a nice job Xavier did in positioning in there on Dinas.
Jimmy up, Jimmy up, Jimmy!
Aubrey able to regain it. He'll try
Struggle
the shot.
for the shot.
Hit the side of the backboard, no go. Arthur Thomas pushes it right up the middle. Dishes. Oh, an undercut. Oh, boy, let's hope everybody's okay. Looks like Henry Carr took the harder fall.
Yeah, it's going to be 2 free throws.
And Henry's still down. Billy Jordan also right there, a little bit shaken up, but at least he's on his feet.
Yeah, Henry a little bit late on his position.
That's Mike Arline.
I think what, let's take a look at it.
That's Mike Arline. Let's watch it again.
Well, I don't know. He might have had position there. It's a little hard to pick up. But they called it on Mike.
Number 4, Mike Arline.
And to add insult to injury, the foul is on Mike Arline, his second. But right now, his physical condition is of more importance. Now, Michael.
It seems to be all right. Well, this would be a great opportunity for Jeff Perkins to come in and regain a little confidence at if he could come in and help them to produce a win here, it would be an enormous amount of confidence builder for him.
There you saw Mike Arline heading back to the Shocker bench, and as Ted Owens mentioned, Jeff Perkins back in the game. At the line, Billy Jordan looking for point number 11. He was a starter last year for Arizona State, started 11 ball games for them, then kind of lost his job as the season went along.
Well, they have a lot of great young players. As I said, they had 2 consecutive years that they were ranked. Their recruiting classes were ranked in the top 15, 20 in the country.
This past year, they were rated in the top 10 by most people who do that sort of thing, rate recruiting classes.
Yeah, Chris Sandel was supposed to be the best player on the West Coast last year.
It was quite a big story that he and a lot of big California players went other places and not UCLA, as, of course, has happened so many times over the years.
5-second count. You have to get it delivered, Jeff.
Finally got it to Carl Papke. Inside 10 minutes now. McDaniel
1-1
before the shot. And the foul is on John Taylor. Now a sub, Phil McKinney back in the ball game for Arizona State. He'll replace John Taylor, who checks out now with 4 fouls, and
well, I know
better still, that's the bonus.
Well, I know I've said this before, but if Xavier would drive more, he would really even open up his jump shot. It's what he needs to do. Yeah.
Oh. Well, last night it was the second half for X. Tonight it was the first half. He's had a very slow second half. Shocks able to get the loose one. Aubrey strong to the hole. Tiptoes around the photographers. We had a foul on the play.
Well, he took it right to the hole. I thought he made a nice play. Xavier was running about parallel to him here. Didn't have any kind of a lead. He split the defense, took it right to the hole.
Shooting number 22, Aubrey.
Second foul on Phil McKinney. And here's Aubrey.
Awful good free throw shooter at the line.
15 points this afternoon for Aubrey. He is a 79% free throw shooter, and with 15 points in this ball game, Ted, Aubrey has double figures in each of Wichita State's 9 ball games so far.
Well, he's a great technique shooter. As I said, if he can get his feet down, he's going to give trouble. Now you have to respond and run back. This has been a problem for Wichita State.
That was a heck of a pass. It went right through Warren Everett's hands.
Anytime you quick trap that close to the baseline, you have to do a great job of sprinting back on defense, and they did in this case.
Gus Santos back in the ball game for Wichita State, replacing Henry Carr. Shocker ball. They can pull to within 1 with a bucket here. Devils lead it 61-58. You betcha. 9:25 to go.
Good shot.
Even better.
Executed a flex offense very well. It's a continuity offense. You're going to get a lot of shots just like that or at the free throw line.
McDaniel averages just over 20 a game. He's got 28 right now.
Notice what I said again. When Gus lets him catch it inside, once he catches it, you have to get a little space in between you and the offensive player. He's going to go around you.
Arthur Thomas, the little guy, snuck in there. Couldn't get it to go, though.
Great rebound by Carl Papke.
Now the Shockers with a chance to regain the lead they had at halftime and throughout most of the first half.
Good, smart play.
Carl driving the lane. Oh, what a play by Carl Papke. 6 points.
Well, we're seeing a fine college basketball game this afternoon.
Oh, let's look at this again as we go to the timeout. Carl Papke, the left-hander, and I mean sweet. 8:36 to play in the ball game. Shocks are back in the lead by 1. Don't go away.
You know why I shop the yard store? To survive high prices. This tent's from the yard. Shows a cot, the backpack, the camp stool, the canteen, the cookware, a lantern, even this here field jacket. You need an axe or a saw? Nobody prices them better than the yard. If they can't give you a darn good price on something, they don't carry it. So if you're having trouble surviving the high prices, try shopping the yard store first. 725 East Central.
We'll go tomorrow together, and when the moment gets here, we'll have your dream for you, 'cause the Kansas State Bank
because they've had so many more rebounds. Herbert's going to have to give him a little ground. You can't crowd Thompson. He's too quick. And talk about quickness. Singleton's no slouch.
They cleared out the right side for Bobby Thompson.
Xavier did a good job coming over to support. He didn't clear out with his man, stayed and supported on that side. Watch Xavier in.
See that whole side wide open.
Xavier came over and just his threat really helped.
And of course, Aubrey ticked the ball now back live. Sun Devils keeping it as Aubrey was last to touch it. The left-hander no good for Singleton. And now as they battle for the rebound, a whistle down low.
Well, you have a tendency sometime, and all these young men have been good athletes. They've out-jumped their competition in high school, but you can't out-jump your competition at this level. You have to position on the defensive board.
There's Bob Weinauer. He's making his second trip, by the way, to the Suntory ball. He was here back in '81 when he was the head coach at Penn.
Well, what a great job he did at Penn. 5 Ivy League championships, a great winning percentage, took his team to the Final Four. Isn't often an Ivy League team. Bill Bradley is, you remember, at Princeton in the Final Four one year. Bob Weinauer took his team there. Quite an achievement for a conference that doesn't give scholarships.
I didn't know that. Not that I was really surprised, though, when I was reading Weinauer's biography, when he took Penn to the Final Four in '79, all without the benefit of athletic scholarships. That's an amazing thing in modern-day college basketball. Dinas looking for his 12th point. And there she is.
Well, Dinas had not been shooting free throws very well coming into this ball game, but he hit 2 big ones there.
Yep, 39% coming into this game. Sun Devils back in the lead, 63-62. Ted, I've got to tell you, this is a little strange for me. Of course, I went to school at Arizona State, and I always thought about doing a Sun Devil game, but believe me, I never thought I'd be doing it in Tokyo, Japan. X outside. Just short, or is it? Oh, it went
just
down.
Right. Just right.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. 30 points, Xavier McDaniel.
You know what caused that to go in? Watch this. Look at him flip the ball. That pronation on the ball, that flip, caused it to hang up and go in. That's what you want young players to do. Or old players either, for that matter.
Arizona State ball. McKinney. Back over to Thompson. The jumper up, no good.
That's the shot they wanted him to take, but they didn't want him to have that shot.
Oh,
big miss.
McKinney missed a cripple. Ball loose on the floor. Santos.
Big basket.
Ahead to Aubrey. Back
Great
to Gus.
play.
Oh! Gus Santos, 7 points. Shocks lead it by 3.
Great
Inside
2-on-1.
7
Beautiful
minutes.
ball handling.
Oh, wonderful.
Take a look here at this ball handling. Made him turn his back. Aubrey Sherrod made a beautiful basketball play.
Dribble and the drive and the foul. It's on Jeff Perkins. 3rd foul on Jeff.
Well, Jeff and Mike Arline have really had a difficult chore. They're playing against 2 really quick guards out there, and then they can bring in Thomas, Singleton. X looks like he's maybe injured a little bit. Probably adds a little fatigue to that.
Yeah,
they're going to take a look at him.
He's cramping in the right calf. You can see Doug Vandersea massaging that. At the line, Bobby Thompson. You remember last night at the very end of the game, Gus Santos developed a severe cramp, and talking to some of the folks, they feel that this is not a real basketball floor. This is just some sort of surface laid over a wood underneath, and the floor is very hard. Some of the players feel that.
It isn't the kind of court that you want to play on every day.
Yeah.
Got to handle the pressure here without Xavier in the ball game. Going to have to play good, smart basketball.
Carl, the drive. Might have got away with a walk there. Matter of fact, I think he did. Although he turned it over.
Well, he dribbled and picked up the ball near the baseline.
McKinney stepped on the baseline. Shocker ball.
Very fortunate.
Stops the clock with 6:24 to go.
Carl picked up the ball, ended his dribble, picked up the ball in the worst spot you can on the court. Down the baseline, easy double team.
Over the top, Jeff Perkins.
Okay, they're going zone now. Going to have to move and handle the ball in the zone. You want Aubrey Sherrod to get the ball in his favorable shooting range. Just continue to maneuver that basketball.
There it is, 18-footer Aubrey. Had his shot, couldn't convert, though.
That's still a shot you want, and the guy you want shooting it.
You're right. Inside 6 minutes now. Top of the key, Bobby Thompson.
Well, that's a beautiful pass. Wichita State did a nice job supporting, and they kicked off. He slid open in the open spot, and they kicked off to him. All right, going man for man. Wichita State in their flex offense. Good screening, continuity offense. Patience now, poise.
Aubrey posting up, blocked on the shot. Aubrey thought he was hacked, no call. Thompson hit the last one, missed this one.
Travel.
Big rebound for McKinney. First two of the afternoon for Phil McKinney. And Aubrey Sherrod never did get up. That last play down on the other end, when he thought he was fouled, he went down.
No block out. Gus ran under the basket, no block out. That has really hurt Wichita State, giving up second shots by running under the basket, eliminating yourself. Let's take a look at Aubrey here.
I have not seen more Wichita State players injured ever than in these two games. These two games have really taken their toll.
Well, I think fatigue at this point might play an important role. They're just going to have to gut it up at this point in time.
Gene Smithson working the officials a little bit, saying, hey, you've got to protect these guys a little bit.
Well, I thought he felt Aubrey had good position inside.
This might be it here.
Notice, no block out. Just ran himself under the basket. Eliminated himself.
Now, I don't really see Aubrey.
No, he was on the other end of the court. This was the play a little bit later.
I thought that was the injury. Okay. Well, Aubrey is still down, as you can plainly see. They're working on his right leg.
Again, he may be cramping. A little hard to read.
Well, let's hope so.
Doug's out there with him, Dr. Kaufman.
Yeah, the way they're...
Looks like a cramp.
Well, this might be it here. Let's see.
Yes, he positioned. Let's take a look. Aubrey thought he was fouled here. Thought that Thompson was in a little bit late on him.
Now, see, he'll fall to the ground, and he was yelling to the official, where's the call? And then I started following the action, and next thing I knew, Aubrey was still down. He just never got up.
Well, I don't know whether he looks like
it's
a cramp. You see them pushing the toe up there.
There's our situation. It's the Suntory ball in Tokyo, Japan. 5:15 to play in the second half. Sun Devils lead the Shockers by 3. Suntory, in case you're wondering, they sponsored the tournament. They're a beverage distributor here in Japan. I think the biggest, from what I've been able to ascertain just being here. They distribute everything from soft drinks to beers and liquors and wines and you name it. There's Gene Smithson. Now Aubrey is up, moving slowly to the Shocker bench.
Well, I think it's vital that Wichita State is able to get Aubrey back in the ball game, or Xavier back in the game, and they're both having troubles with cramps right now, and I suspect that's a result of playing 2 games in one day. They, however, I will say this. If Henry Carr and Carl Papke and Gus Santos, Jeff Perkins, Mike Arline, if they can somehow pull this game back and get ahead in it without the 2 outstanding players there, do an enormous amount of...
This Shocker bench is really something right now. McDaniel on one end is laying on the ground. Doug Vandersea is massaging his calf. Aubrey is clear down on the other end with Ray Cook trying to work out his cramp. So the Shockers going without their 2 big guns right now. 5 minutes to play.
Okay, poise right now here. Really move that defense around. You're going to get a good shot. You'll just continue to maneuver the ball.
Henry
goes to the right. Oh, he made a great move, and I thought he was fouled. Bill McKinney, but he did a nice job maneuvering. That's the thing about basketball.
Well, the Shockers have lost some of their offensive punch, so now they've really got to D it up. And that's a travel on McKinney. Shocker ball.
Big possession here, 3 down, 4 minutes to go. Need to whittle it down to 1. Actually played pretty well last time down the court. Played very smart basketball, moved the ball well.
Very young backcourt for Wichita State. Gus said, I didn't touch it. Well, there's a little dispute on the call. They haven't really signaled one way or the other. Shocker ball.
Good move by the official. Pac-10 official Jerry White saw the other two officials didn't see the ball, came over and was on top of the play.
John Taylor, the big guy for Arizona State back in the game. We mentioned last night each of the three teams has an official from their conference representing them here as well. John DeBrow from the Valley, Joe Forty of the ACC, and Jerry White, Ted just referred to from the Pac-10. Shockers again.
Arizona State's going zone, and you have two of your best shooters out in the zone.
Santos fouled from behind. That's it for Taylor. That's fine.
And that's a big foul. You get Taylor out of the ball game, you have a good free throw shooter going to the line. Couldn't have worked better for Wichita State.
Taylor just in the ball game, checks out just as quickly for the last time.
Chance to cut it to one here if Gus Santos can make these this 1-1. Barber's Rod back in the ball game for Jeff Perkins.
So that's good news. Let's see if Aubrey can keep the legs down here for a while.
Well, the good thing of it is that he's had a little bit of rest and has maybe a chance to come in and play the last 4 minutes.
McDaniel's headed for the locker room.
Yeah, he may want to go out in the hallway and move a little bit on it.
Taylor has fouled out. 6'10" John Taylor is gone with 4:03 to play, and at the line, Gus Santos, 1 and the bonus.
Take yourself down with your legs. He does a pretty good job of this. Watch him take himself down. Good extension.
Oh. Again, that's the remote control camera up on the ceiling. That's quite a point of view we're not used to seeing back in the States.
Well, that was a big miss. They're just going to have to dig on defense. Can't afford to go 5 down.
Pretty good move. Arthur Thomas missed the shot, though. The battle is on. Finally, a whistle and a foul. And it's on Wichita State. We'll look at it again. It's on Henry Carr.
Take a look.
His fourth.
Didn't block out on the weak side. Henry came in over the back. But they didn't have good inside position. Here comes the freshman Washington in for Henry Carr right now. Very difficult assignment. Okay, the key here is you have to block out. If he does miss it, you have to step out and get the loose ball.
Warren Everett, 7 points. The senior out of Dangerfield, Texas. The book on him. Ted, he's just been steady off the bench. There's McDaniel back on the Shocker bench. That's good to see.
He's ready to come back in the ball game. No block out.
Big rebound. McKinney gives Arizona State possession with 3:38 to go.
Arizona State's going to spread it right now. They have a 4-point lead.
Well, we'll look for that when we come back. 3:34 remaining in the basketball game. Devils in the driver's seat right now, 70-66. Back in a minute. Stay tuned. So there's Gene Smithson, and he has just put that man right back in the ball game at a big time. 3:34 to go, and Wichita State down 4.
Well, I think they're the two important factors here, and I'm sure Gene Smithson told him at timeout, look, you're only 4 down, you have 3.5 minutes to go, you only need possession of the ball 2 or 3 times, don't do anything foolish. He also might tell him, who do you want to foul at this point in time? You have John Taylor out of the lineup, who's a very poor shooter. I suspect that he want to go to Dinas or McKinney if it came point that he needed to foul here.
Docker's really pressuring on the basketball. Arthur Thomas
got the kind of shot, a bad shot.
Ball out of bounds, Shocker ball. Okay, now Wichita State, an opportunity to pull within 2. Here's Dinas in the ball game. Weinauer shuttling him in on the defensive end.
Gene Smithson alertly brought the veteran Carl Papke back in the lineup. Washington did a good job on defense, helped out. Biggest possession of the ball game. Arizona State's gone to zone. A lot of poise now. Xavier hasn't been in the game very long. Need to get... Gene Smithson hollering out what he wants. It sounded like a corner shooter maybe he wanted. Maybe they're trying to free Arbery in the corner.
They get Santos in the paint. Mishandle the ball. He goes up anyway. Tough luck on the shot. And a good rebound by Eric Holloway.
Okay, Arizona State going to their spread again. Again, a lot of time, 2 minutes, 40 seconds.
Down low, Holloway fading away.
Not a shot you want him to take.
No, not if
Really
Arizona
surprised
State.
Arizona
That was
State.
a terrible shot from the Sun Devil point of view. Shockers see if they can take advantage of the opportunity. We'll keep it right here as we get the timeout for Wichita State. Ted, let's set it for 2:26 left in the game. Arizona State leads at 70-66.
Well, I'm sure that Bob Weiner is cringing down there because that's not the kind of shot that you want to take. Obviously, Wichita State would like to have them shoot the last 2 shots that they did. Ordinarily, if you go into a spread game, you don't shoot anything but layups, but Arizona State chose to do so, and it's cost them here. At least Wichita State's had an opportunity to make it cost them, but you have to convert on the other end. Gene's going to have to set up something against the zone. Right now, he did break Gus Santos in the middle, had a reasonably good shot, just didn't get it down.
So you're looking into the Shocker huddle right now. You see Aubrey Sherrod.
Well, I think
back to you.
I think you're going to want to try to get Xavier McDaniel down lower, Aubrey Sherrod with about a 15, 17-foot jump shot if you can. Obviously, ideally, that's what you like to do.
It'll be Shocker ball when we get going here, right in front of their own bench.
Arizona State's going to back their zone in. I'm quite sure they won't come out in a man-for-man.
And now Aubrey, I think the leg is cramping up again on him. He started out on the floor, and now he's hopped back over to the bench. He'll try to walk it off.
Yeah, he'll need a timeout right now. That's the worst thing can happen is have a timeout.
There you see Aubrey trying to do his best.
Well, as I mentioned, a big possession here. McDaniel's out of the game. Washington's back in the ballgame. McDaniel must be having trouble with his cramp again.
Well, he's getting a kind of a shoulder massage, so he's really having problems. Down low, Rodney Washington put it on the floor.
Nice play by Rodney. Didn't get it in, but a very nice play.
And it's off Rodney Washington. Sun Devil ball with 2:11 to go. Both teams are in the bonus, by the way. Now we've got Ron Singleton back in the ball game for Arizona State, number 12.
Going to the full court trap defense. Oh, Rodney had a chance at it.
Elected to allow the ball in.
Yeah, played his angle a little bit wrong. That might have been a good time to foul. To have gone for it hard and foul.
Inside 2 minutes now, getting right down to it.
Okay. A pretty good foul. You have to put him at the line. Arthur Thomas, a freshman at the line. That's not a bad thing to do, to put him at the line. Maybe he'll hit them, but at least you don't want to put Bobby Thompson at the line.
Only a 60% free throw shooter is Arthur Thomas, and we'll see him at the line here shortly. This time out coming with 1:55 remaining to play in the basketball game. The foul was on Aubrey Sherrod. His second, checking the timeout situation, Ted, each team with 2 remaining. Well, and now the wheels are really turning.
Well, it's vitally important that Wichita State has these 2 timeouts, because what they're going to have to do when they do score is to use up their timeouts to organize their defense. Arizona State, on the other end, Bob Weiner has to be telling them, we can get these free throws down, at least get one of them down. They're going to have 3 field goals to beat us. I'm sure he's going to continue to play in zone and make Wichita State shoot the ball outside. And again, that's where this guy comes in, Aubrey Sherrod.
You saw Aubrey there doing the old extended bend over, trying to get the cramping out of his legs. And we'll see if we get McDaniel back in the ball game too. That wouldn't be a bad guy to have with 1:55 to go in a close ball game.
No, and the trouble is, the longer he sits, probably the worse that he'll get.
Yeah, the tighter he's getting. I'll tell you, trainer Doug Vandersea and team doctors Gene Kaufman and Ray Cook getting a workout this afternoon. As is our statistician, Kevin Weiberg, doing a nice job. He also did the stats for us last night. He really got a workout in the first half. There's Gene Smithson.
Well, you have Thomas, the freshman, at the line. The big key is you have to say he may hit it, but if he misses it, let's be darn sure that we block out.
Arthur Thomas was the Oklahoma High School Player of the Year a year ago. Went to the same high school as Wayman Tisdale. And a big free throw for the freshman out of Tulsa. Booker T. Washington.
Well, you have to give him credit. Yeah, under pressure, stepped to the line, knocked that one in.
Another one here makes it a 6-point
game.
Sure, that's what happened. 6-point game, and now we get Singleton back in the game. Weinauer is shuttling here on offense and defense, selecting players.
Getting a little better defensive player in, probably. Singleton has a little more experience. Okay, they've gone to zone, which takes a little more time to handle a zone. Wichita State trying to go inside. That's the best thing they could have hoped to happen, to get Santos at the line and get the clock stopped.
Phil McKinney went over the back. That's his third personal foul, and it'll lead Gus at the line with only 1:45 to go.
Bob Weiner screaming down there, don't foul, which usually brings on a foul when a coach gets up and hollers that. It's almost automatic. I think sometimes coaches holler, foul, in that situation, they probably wouldn't foul. Big one for Gus. Taking steps down, good extension, Gus. He flipped it short. Great by Cross.
And they wave it off. A foul on the player, was it?
No. He said the ball was on the rim when he tipped it in.
Okay, I saw the fist. That was the call, though.
Yeah, he called it on the cylinder. Carl Papke made a great reaction.
So that'll go as a miss on the front end of a 1-and-1, and it's Sun Devil ball, and that's a blocking foul on Aubrey Sherrod.
I mean, you have to. You have a minute 43. You're down by 6. You have to stop the clock. He may hit the free throws, but as you know, as a team, you have to do that. Take your chances.
Third foul on Aubrey. Eric Holloway back in the ball game for Arizona State. And here's McDaniel back in for Wichita State, replacing Rodney Washington. So let's see if the X-Man has a little more magic left in that tired body of his.
Yeah, I'd like to see him at an inside position on the block out. Carl's a little short on the other side.
Bobby Thompson.
You never know.
Nice rebound, Santos.
A veteran Thompson misses the free throw. Thomas, the freshman, hits it.
Shockers can pull within 4 with a bucket here. They trail it 72-66, 1:30 to go.
Get Xavier involved.
Big miss. McKinney a rebound.
Well, I'd like to see him turn over and take his jump shot, or driven to the basket to get a foul.
Sun Devils spreading it out, 1:15 to go.
Well, they're playing it wisely here. Going to have to put him at the line. Good foul bar line.
That's his third, stopping the clock with 1:10 to go.
I have a bad feeling that Bobby Thompson's not going to miss at the free throw line this time. He has good technique. But you have to take that chance.
Well, it's about the only strategy Gene Spencer can go with at this point.
The only strategy you have left on the offensive end is you have to get the ball down low and get fouled.
Thompson,
and then when you do make it, get a timeout right away.
He got it that time. Bobby Thompson is 80% free throw shooter on the season. Jeff Perkins back in replacing Mike Arline.
Oh, Mike Arline's played a very fine game, I think. I think Wichita State strengthened in their point guard position. I think Jeff Perkins can do a very good job. Mike Arline certainly has done a good job.
A couple of big free throws, Bobby Thompson, and now the Devils edging away.
You have to go inside. You have to go inside. You have to cause a foul to happen right now.
And get a shot. Let's not be too selective here. 1 minute to go. Timeout, Wichita State. We'll keep it right here. The clock stopped, as you can see, 57 seconds to go.
Well, I think Gene Smith saw they weren't getting anything done, and he thought he better get the clock stopped. He's in bad position now. He only has one timeout left. So the only other way you're going to stop the clock is to foul Arizona State right away and get the ball inside and take it to the basket and cause Arizona State to foul you on the other end of the court.
Said these Shocker players have really put forth quite an effort in these 2 ball games here in Japan. Almost to the point of total physical exhaustion as I look at Aubrey Sherrod across the way.
Well, they're going to come away from here most likely 0-2. But a Wichita fan who's here on the trip, or a Wichita State fan at home, has to be proud of these young men. They haven't won, but it isn't because they haven't played hard. And believe me, they've played against 2 excellent basketball teams.
And this was not over yet. Stranger things have happened. 57 seconds to go, and it will be Shocker ball.
And it can happen. It can happen. The only problem really right now is Wichita State only has one timeout left. It would be nice if Gene Smith had about 3 to work with at this point. Remember, the only way you can stop the clock right now is to foul Arizona State quickly when they have the ball. And on the other end of the court, you have to get the ball inside and try to get it deep. And for Xavier or for Gus Santos, take it to the hoop.
It'll be Carl Papke, the trigger man, right in front of the Shocker bench.
An outside shot at this point in time doesn't do much good.
Jeff Perkins looking inside for somebody. That's the view from high overhead. Carl, top of the key, no good. Rebound McKinney, that should do it. Now the foul on Aubrey stops the clock with 42 seconds to go.
Well, it was a good foul, and I think he fouled the right guy. Putting McKinney at the line, but they're running out of time.
Rodney Washington back in the ball game as you look at Bob Weinauer, the Arizona State head coach.
Well, I have to believe that the Japanese fans who are here today witnessing this game have to be pleased and impressed with NCAA basketball.
Rodney came in replacing Xavier McDaniel. Could be that X just can't go anymore.
No, and I don't think he wants to take a chance on hurting him at this time. Again, take it down quickly. You're going to have to get a basket.
Aubrey kicked it out to Jeff Perkins. 33
Get a
seconds.
timeout if you make it.
McKinney another rebound, but Rodney took it away, but in turn Bobby Thompson stole it from him. 25 seconds to go. Pass ahead to Holloway. Little shake and bake, a foul on the play, stopping the clock with 21 seconds.
Well, if we see it, let's take a look at the feet. McKinney made a good play, but let's see if he didn't travel here. Take a look at McKinney. Yeah, he took 1, 2, 3 steps. It wasn't a 1-2 jump. 1, 2, 3 without dribbling the ball.
Eric Holloway at the line. The foul was on Carl Papke, his second.
Eric Holloway's been a little of a mystery to the Arizona State team. He had such a great start in his freshman year last year and has never performed to that level again.
He averaged 8 points a game a year ago. This year, just 2.5. Missed a couple of free throws there. Shock to left.
Get it down, get a shot. Get it down, get a shot, get a timeout.
13 seconds. Jeff Perkins to miss.
Stand by one now.
Dynas knocks it out of bounds. Shocker ball, 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, trying so hard on offense.
Back in the ball game for Arizona State, Billy Jordan. Played a good ball game in place of Chris Sandel. This is quite a victory for ASU to do this without Sandel.
That was a good play. Well-conceived play. Gus saw the open spot, and they did the only thing they can do at this point in time. What Gene Smithson might do now, after Gus makes, assuming that he makes the free throws, what they might want to do is to substitute at this time to organize their defense. After they hand him the ball a second time, not this time, but after they hand him the ball a second time, he might want to substitute.
The foul was on Phil McKinney, his fourth, and Bob Weinauer is taking this opportunity to go to his bench. Arthur Thomas back in the ball game, replacing Dynas. Only 8 seconds left in this one. Gus will be at the line with 2 shots. And here we go. Gus looking for point number 8.
Gus hasn't been fully extending his arm. He is doing what I call short arming it. Let's see if he gets a good full arm extension. He's been short on every free throw. Part of that might be fatigue.
I think a big part of that is fatigue.
Well, he's played a lot. He's put a lot of minutes in this ball game today to have played as long as he did last night.
Shockers will have some time off. They don't play again now until the 29th at home against Hartford. A trap and a foul on Perkins with stopping the clock with only 5 seconds to go.
Well, I mentioned this last night. People will say, look, you've lost the ball game, you're 7 down, why do you want to foul and give him a chance to get 2 more points? Well, you condition yourself in this ball game to get ready for another game that you might only be 1 point down or 2 points in. It's just an opportunity to practice your catch-up game.
Bob Weinauer now giving some of the subs who made the long plane ride a chance to play some basketball. Holloway's back in the game. Kleckner back in the game. At the line, Bobby Thompson.
It's a big victory for Arizona State because they played a fine basketball team today. Wichita State was a fine basketball team.
And they did it without Beck and Sandel. 15 points Thompson. And the celebration beginning on the Sun Devil bench. Wichita State. A little somber over there, but well, they played well. last night and this afternoon again as well, for the most part. Warren Everett back in the ball game for ASU, and this will probably be it. 2 seconds, 1, and that'll do it. This one's over. Final score, Arizona State 76, Wichita State 67. A fine second-half comeback by the Sun Devils. Wichita State falls to 3-6 on the year. Arizona State wins their 4th in a row. They're now 5-2. We'll be back to talk it over and check the final stats. Stay tuned.
But there's something to build on there. You have to say this Wichita State team has a great deal of spirit, a great deal of pride. And I think it's really important that the Wichita fans welcome them home and give them the kind of support that they need as they enter the conference race. They'll be back home to play against Hartford. It's a game that they can win before the conference play and really get them off to a good start in conference play. I think that you should be proud of the Wichita State team. They've responded very well. They didn't get a victory here, but they salvaged a lot of pride and made a considerable amount of improvement.
Okay, before we wrap it up, let's go to the final stats and take a quick look at those. An unofficial look at the final statistics. Arizona State 48% from the field. The Shockers a little over 46%. Arizona State 62 from the line. Wichita State still struggling a bit at only 54. Wichita State out-rebounding the Sun Devils by 6. And the turnovers, not much of a factor. 14 for the Shockers and 12 for Arizona State. Once again, our final score, Arizona State 76, Wichita State 69. We've